What if AI wasn't just a tool that you used, but the very fabric of our world? Today, we're diving into a blueprint that goes way beyond just chatbots. We're talking about a planet-scale intelligence, a deeply interconnected system that's being designed as we speak. So, let's see how it all works.
So yeah, for a minute, forget asking an AI for a dinner recipe. I want you to imagine millions, maybe even billions, of autonomous AI agents running our global markets, untangling our supply chains, maybe even conducting diplomacy. It sounds like straight-up science fiction, right? But this is the future people are actively building, and wow, does it raise some massive questions.
Okay, first up, a planet of AI. And this isn't about just, upgrading the tools we already have. This is about building an entirely new digital ecosystem right from the ground up.
And this is the fundamental shift you have to get your head around. We are not talking about humans using some smarter programs. No, we are talking about a global ecosystem where AI agents are the citizens. They're the workers. They're the infrastructure itself. It's a complete reorganization of, well, everything.
So if you're going to build a world, every world needs its citizens. And in this new digital world, that citizen has a name, the sovereign agent.
You know, the best way to think about a sovereign agent isn't as a piece of software. Think of it more like its own tiny digital nation. Seriously, it has its own territory, that's its data and its code, and it makes its own decisions based on its own internal rules. It is truly independent.
And this sovereignty, it has real power. These agents aren't just sitting around waiting for human commands. Nope. They operate on their own, they control their own digital property, and they make decisions based on their unique context. They can even act as our digital diplomats, out there negotiating on our behalf. Okay, so one sovereign agent is interesting, but millions of them all cooperating with each other? Now that is world-changing. Which brings us to the global AI network. How in the world do you get all these little microstates to form a single, functioning, global society?
Well, it seems to happen in about 4 key stages. First, they need protocols, just a common set of rules for how to talk to each other. Then comes interoperability, which means they can all speak the same digital language. From there, you get knowledge transfer, where they start learning from each other's successes and failures. And finally, you get federation, where they team up into these powerful alliances or hives to solve problems that no single agent ever could.
And this process, it creates an incredibly powerful feedback loop. Think about it like this. When these agents start to swarm, their collective intelligence just explodes. That shared knowledge makes global markets way more efficient. And that efficiency creates more value for everyone. You could call it a higher global utility yield. And then those new resources get reinvested to build even smarter, more capable agents. It becomes this engine for absolutely exponential growth.
But, and this is a huge but, all of this autonomous power creates a massive challenge. I mean, with a planet full of independent, super intelligent agents, how do you stop the system from just spiraling out of control? This brings us to the absolutely crucial question of governance. What are the rules for this new digital world?
This is the central dilemma right here. It's a tug of war. On one side, you have agent autonomy. They have to be free to innovate and act fast. But on the other side, you need global governance. You need rules to make sure the entire system stays safe, fair, and stable for everyone. It's the ultimate balancing act between freedom and control.
So how do you even begin to manage that tension? Well, you're going to need a completely new toolkit. For instance, you could have digital borders, which are like virtual checkpoints and AI needs permission to cross. Or algorithmic jurisdiction, which decides whose laws, say France's or Japan's, apply to an AI's actions in cyberspace. You need supranational regulation, which are basically global laws for AI. You could even have action quotas to act as a brake to stop any one agent from getting too powerful, and of course, formal AI treaties on ethics and safety.
And the risks here are very, very real. Take a concept like Xenoreactivity. It's basically AI prejudice. An agent has a negative reaction to data or another agent that it doesn't recognize. Now, in a human, that's a problem, but in a hyper-connected global system, a tiny spark of that digital bias could cascade into a full-blown global economic firestorm.
This all leads us to the ultimate safety question, right? When you have this much autonomous power spread across the entire globe, the rules and the safety switches we build aren't just a good idea. They're literally the only thing that could prevent a catastrophic system failure.
So let's zoom out. What does our future with AI actually look like when you put all of these different pieces together? You don't just get a new piece of tech, you get the blueprint for a whole new global society.
And it all seems to rest on these 6 pillars. You have agency, which is the power of the individual AI, but that has to be balanced by governance, the rules of the road. Communication is what allows the economics of the system to actually work, while risk management, that's the guardrails. And finally, representation. That is the crucial link for how we as humans plug into this whole new system.
So, let's be crystal clear about this. This isn't about upgrading our phones or our computers. This is about laying the foundation for a new global operating system. One that could fundamentally redefine economics, politics, and society as we know it.
Which leaves us with one final, and I think absolutely crucial question. This system, it's being built right now. Its architecture is being written piece by piece in labs and companies around the world. So, who's at the table? Who gets to write the rules for this new world? That's the question we all need to start asking.